who is Julian Assange? Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Why the Fact Not coming to all of you with a brand new video requested by one of my subscribers, Maria Estrud Sifton. Mega love shout out to you and thank you for requesting this. Assange was born Julian Paul Hawkins on the 3rd of July, 1971 in Townsville, Queensland to Christine Ann Hawkins, a visual artist, and John Shipton, an anti-war activist and builder. The couple separated before their son was born. When Julian was a year old, his mother married Brett Assange, an actor with whom she ran a small theatre company, and whom Julian regards as his father, choosing Assange as his surname. Christine and Brett Assange divorced around 1979. Christine then became involved with Leif Meynell, also known as Leif Hamilton, whom Julian Assange later described as a member of an Australian cult called The Family. They separated in 1982. Julian had a nomadic childhood, living in more than 30 Australian towns and cities by the time he reached his mid-teens, when he settled with his mother and half-brother in Melbourne. Assange attended many schools, including Gulmanger Primary School in New South Wales 1979 to 1983, and Townsville State High School in Queensland, as well as being schooled at home. Assange studied programming, mathematics and physics at Central Queensland University 1994 and the University of Melbourne 2003 to 2006, but did not complete a degree. In 1987, aged 16, Assange began hacking under the name Mendax, supposedly taken from Horace's Splendide Mendax, nobly lying. He and two others, known as Trax and Prime Suspect, formed a hacking group they called the International Subversives. According to David Lee and Luke Harding, Assange may have been involved in the Wank, Worms Against Nuclear Killers, hack at NASA in 1989, but this has never been proven. In the spring of 1991, the three hackers began targeting Milnet, a secret data network used by the US military. Assange later said they had control over it for 2 years. The three also regularly hacked into the Australia's national universities' systems. In September 1991, Assange was discovered hacking into the Melbourne Master Terminal of Nortel, a Canadian multinational telecommunications corporation. The Australian Federal Police tapped Assange's phone line. He was using a modem, raided his home at the end of October, and eventually charged him in 1994 with 31 counts of hacking and related crimes. In December 1996, he pleaded guilty to 24 charges. The others were dropped, and was ordered to pay reparations of 2,100 Australian dollars and released on a good behaviour bond. He received a lenient penalty due to the absence of malicious or mercenary intent and his disrupted childhood. In 1993, Assange used his computing skills to help the Victoria Police Child Exploitation Unit to prosecute individuals responsible for publishing and distributing child pornography. In the same year, he was involved in starting one of the first public internet service providers in Australia, Suburbia Public Access Network. He began programming in 1994, authoring or co-authoring the TCP port scanner Strobe 1995. Patches to the open-source database management system PostgreSQL 1996, the Usenet caching software NNTP Cache 1996, the Rubahose deniable encryption system 1997, which reflected his growing interest in cryptography, and Safro, a command-line interface for web-based search engines 2000. During this period, he also moderated the Ocrypto forum, ran Best of Security, a website giving advice on computer security that had 5,000 subscribers in 1996, and contributed research to Sulet Dreyfus's Underground, 1997, a book about Australian hackers, including the International Subversives. In 1998, he co-founded the company Earthmen Technology. Assange stated that he registered the domain leaks.org in 1999, but didn't do anything with it. He did publicize a patent granted to the National Security Agency in August 1999 for voice data harvesting technology. This patent should worry people. Everyone's overseas phone calls are or may soon be tapped, transcribed and archived in the bowels of an unaccountable foreign spy agency. In November 2010, Sweden issued a European arrest warrant for Assange over allegations of sexual misconduct, which he denied and said that the warrant was a pretext for a further extradition to the United States over his role in the publication of secret US military documents. After losing his battle against extradition to Sweden, he breached bail and took refuge in the Embassy of Ecuador in London in June 2012. He was granted asylum by Ecuador in August 2012 on the grounds of political persecution and fears he might be extradited to the United States. Swedish prosecutors dropped their investigation in 2019, saying their evidence had weakened considerably due to the long period of time that has elapsed since the events in question. During the 2016 US election campaign, WikiLeaks published confidential Democratic Party emails, showing that the party's national committee favored Hillary Clinton over her rival Bernie Sanders in the primaries. In March 2017, WikiLeaks published a series of documents which detailed the CIA's electronic surveillance and cyber warfare capabilities. On the 11th of April 2019, Assange's asylum was withdrawn following a series of disputes with Ecuadorian authorities. The police were invited into the embassy and he was arrested. He was found guilty of breaching the Bail Act and sentenced to 50 weeks in prison. The United States government unsealed an indictment charging Assange with conspiracy to commit computer intrusion related to the leaks provided by Manning. In May 2019 and June 2020, the United States government unsealed new indictments against Assange, charging him with violating the Espionage Act of 1917 and alleging a history of conspiring with hackers. Editors from newspapers as well as press freedom organizations criticized the government's decision to charge Assange under the Espionage Act, characterizing it as an attack on freedom of the press. On the 4th of January 2021, UK District Judge Vanessa Baratza ruled against the United States' request to extradite Assange and stated that doing so would be oppressive given concerns over Assange's mental health and risk of suicide. On the 6th of January 2021, Assange was denied bail pending an appeal by the United States. On the 10th of December 2021, the High Court in London ruled that Assange could be extradited to the US to face the charges. In March 2022, the UK Supreme Court refused Assange permission to appeal. On the 17th of June 2022, Home Secretary Priti Patel approved the extradition. On the 1st of July 2022, it was announced that Assange had formally appealed against the extradition order. And that is it, guys. This is the Who is Julian Assange. Hope you all like this video, and please don't forget to smash that like button. And you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you will be updated on my next video upload. Mega love shout out to my premier team, Team SMB, and all its very active and supportive members. This is why the fact not saying anything is possible. Just keep it simple. See you all on my next video. Thank you for watching.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been denied permission to appeal to the UK Supreme Court against moves to extradite him to the United States.
Julian Assange is one step closer to extradition to the US on charges of espionage.
Assurances, non-assurances that the US has given to the UK government. I say non-assurances. Amnesty International says non-assurances. Amnesty International has analysed these assurances and have said that they are inherently unreliable. They incorporate the possibility of breaking those assurances in their very wording.
For supporters of Julian Assange, it's a worrying moment. Two judges at the High Court in London have ruled the WikiLeaks founder can be extradited to the United States to face espionage charges. Assange's partner, with whom he has two young children, was there to hear the decision.